Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywoodbets, the home of the Punters Challenge. And speaking of Punters Challenge this week, Hollywoodbets have a big day coming up at Dundalk where they are sponsoring the whole card, with the main race of the night being the listed Patton Stakes over 1 mile for 3 rolls. So in honour of this, they are upping their prize pool to €500/pound. So it's usually 1st to 6th place, but on Friday it's going to be 1st to 15th. So everyone in that will get a chance to win a bit of the 500 prize pool. All you got to do, as always, is have an active Hollywoodbets account. Once you have that, everything done, head over to punters.hollywoodbets.com, and it's just like it's like fantasy league for all the world. Just put in your name that you want to be. This takes literally under a minute to sign up and you are set for the day. If you don't have an active Hollywoodbets account, you can still play, and if you win some of the prize money, then that will go to the IHWT as a donation, which they all build up over the course of the season and then donate it all together. So look, you can play for free, you can play with an active Hollywoodbets account. It's all good. So I'll take this off the screen now for a minute. Get back. So as well as that, for people in Ireland who usually play, you usually get a €5 free bet if you've met the terms and conditions. But for this Friday, just for playing, if you've met the terms and conditions, which is have a bet the last 7 days on Hollywoodbets, minimum €10, you get a €10 free bet just for playing. So with Cheltenham less than 2 weeks away, it could be a nice handy-post little bet for you. It is. So they're sponsoring every single race on the card. We're going to be previewing the Patton Stakes as well tonight, and we'll be playing along on Friday as well, and we'll be giving our tips on Hollywoodbets site as well. So
I'm going to do that and put my free bet on 2 handicap horses at Cheltenham.
Who? Before you get handicap. Before we get into handicap video this Sunday, live at 8 o'clock, as well as talking points. Well done.
Yeah, but if I say it now, then...
That's why I stopped you.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
That's why I stopped
I'm going
you.
to say it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm literally going to sit down for most of the weekend and go through the handicaps like horse by horse. There's one that I'm delighted about, which is pretty obvious. He only got £2 higher than his Irish mark.
I saw that, and I went into the bet and I went, I'll have another bit of that.
Who was that?
We'll tell you Friday, Sunday.
Did I back him as well?
Sunday.
Yeah,
you know who it is.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. If I told you the colours, you'd know.
Go on, tell me.
No, because then they'd know. See, we don't want them to know that we know.
Is it that obvious?
Oh, it's obvious.
They must know. Richie colours.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nah, I'm not backing him.
Why?
Just not. Willie's record in handicaps is... Yeah, he's better.
Hurdle.
Yeah, he's the county hurdle. I suppose he's not in the county hurdle, but I'm thinking of his record in that. But I'd be looking elsewhere.
He's all right. He's only £2 higher. He should be.
It's just too obvious to me.
Sometimes the obvious thing is the way to go.
I don't like obvious things.
Why?
I just don't.
It was obvious you're going to like me from day one.
No. You didn't even like the tour I gave.
That was the worst tour ever.
It wasn't. It was a good tour.
He was my boss at one stage. Down in the gym I started working.
Not one stage, 2 stages.
2 stages. And he gave me the worst introductory tour ever.
There's 3 rooms.
It's how you turn on the lights. It's how you turn off the lights. That's the screen.
Want
a cup of tea?
There's 3 rooms in the place, Tom. What do you expect? I mean, it lasted 45 minutes.
And
what was the tour like? Treadmill, exercise bike,
gobshites,
female changing rooms.
It was like a scene out of Father Ted.
Yeah, it was.
Curtains, carpet, tea, window, gobshite. In fairness, though, he left me home early.
I did.
He left me home early that day.
I've been a good boss in every job I've been in.
No, I'm your boss. Sacked. No, I couldn't sack you. Never hear the end of it.
Oh, you need me.
You need me. See? It's a love-love relationship. Not even love-hate. Did I cover everything now? Karen will kill me now if I don't.
We're only 4 minutes in and you wonder if we've covered everything.
No, on this.
I'd say there's a bit more to cover.
Well, that's coming in the fire.
I was glad. Jesus, don't. Yeah, I was glad I was here for him on Friday because I could see the tiredness coming out towards the end.
You can see the stress across his
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
It was a long week. I was trying to do things on the laptop here, trying to write down things here. I was literally writing questions here to him. Did I do this yet?
He was getting confused then, and I once they said, "Grand Andrew, I know what's going on. You just do your thing."
So much going on. I just can't wait till we do a live one where I can just literally sit there and someone else can talk. And just,
it was good though. I think the response was good though. So.
I think we're on.
It's about 18k.
18k now.
No way.
Yeah. I text the day after. I text Tom and Dave. What would you say we'd be on? Oh, Tom went 10,000. 10,000 by Cheltenham.
14,000. 14, I think.
Yeah.
No, I think it'll hit 30k. I said 30k to Andrew the other day. Going by.
And we've got so much more Cheltenham content to come. Like we've got our handicaps videos. We've got our video on Sunday of the handicaps, and then I think we're going to do final picks, aren't we?
We're going to do final picks.
Like a condensed video for people who don't want to watch us for 4 hours.
It won't be 4 hours. Trust me, it will not be 4 hours. I'm not doing 4 hours again.
That was a lie. It's 19k.
Oh, well, there you go.
Wow.
And the one we did on Monday as well is getting good feedback of us. So that's good.
Just to say as well, thanks to everyone for the responses. I've never really got messages after the videos. Shows how crap my tips are. But might as well be honest, hadn't you? But we got a really good response, and some of the messages were really nice. So thanks, and I think we tried to be balanced and not rash and crazy.
It was good. I watched it back the morning afterwards. It's good. I love those comments that come on the videos. Like those three lads are the worst tipsters ever, but by God, I love listening to them. They talk shite and they have a bit of fun. Like it's late or tips, but sure, it is what it is.
So people are getting paid a decent amount in racing TV, and they're still shit tipping.
This is true.
I don't know if we're going into it or not, but if you're on Twitter and you own a Twitter account and you click create, think before you hit send. I said it on Sunday. I said it again on Monday. Twitter is a cesspit of a place. It's an absolute joke. Just use your brains, lads.
It takes a lot to shock me now, because not much shocks me, but I've only been on Twitter 2 weeks, and this week has shocked me. And I don't even follow many things or many people.
They're just out to kill each other. Like.
It's madness.
Would you say that to somebody's face is what I think.
I seen someone put up a video. It was two dogs barking at each other through a gate, and the owner opened the gate. Second they opened the gate, it was like a person seeing someone face to face. They didn't do anything to each other. Second they closed it, open it, nothing. That's what Twitter's like. There's Twitter's wall. You can say what you want, take it back and go face to face. They won't open your mouth to you.
I would consider, I'd say the three of us, but I definitely think I've thick skin anyway. And there's been a few times, no, I wasn't directed at me or at, but
don't have thick hair anyway.
Nah, well, sure, look, I can't grow hair on my head. There's been a few times I've been like, oh my God, some of the stuff on Twitter this week.
But like, I don't know, I had a pop off Liveline and sent a tweet to Liveline. Like their content was horrific. It was literally the worst content I've heard in a long time. But like, and I sent them a message because I want them to hear about it. But I'd happily say it to them, like, I
sent them an email as well. I tried to ring up and I couldn't get through. It was the shite they were coming out. It was absolutely ridiculous. You have Mary and Betty from across the road comparing it to people up in Dublin setting fire to donkeys and everything.
The worst one for me was the woman who called the horse an inanimate object and then went on to say that her son owned the horse. That person needs taken away from animals, lads. Like, that's crazy stuff.
Every animal is a sentient being. It has feelings and it feels things and so on and so forth.
That's respectful, like, It's
a mad thing to say.
I know, we may as well address the elephant in the room, which Envoy Allen gone down to Henry's, Sir Gerhard gone to Willie's, Calixios gone to Henry's. Where's Ballyadam? Henry's.
Henry's.
It's not a way you want to get one of the best horses in training, but
look, it's not
what it is.
I think we said it on Monday, Andrew. Like, owners moving horses was inevitable. I think job losses are probably inevitable.
What I feel sorry for is the stable lad lasses that have looked after whoever looked after Envoy Allen, and then you suddenly see him just gone. in the space of 24 hours. That must be heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's hard on them.
Yeah, it must be terrible. Like, I'm, again, a horse lover, and I get incredibly attached to horses. And yeah, it's horrible when you have to leave them, or if they pass away, or if you move yards, or if they move yards, or if they retire. But yeah, it is. Now, the one good thing is we definitely have a stable staff crisis in the UK, definitely, and Ireland. And, you know, hopefully they won't be too long about picking up jobs they've experienced from a massive yard. So I'd be hopeful they'll be able to pick up some jobs. But I just think as well, the one that's kind of annoying me a little bit is there's a lot of, you know, the poor stable staff. And it's almost like it's Tuesday Park's fault for moving their horses. You know, there's one person responsible for what happened, you know, and then I know everyone's saying whatever, be kind. And I think that's another issue, is this whole be kind and I support Gordon. I think there's just a separation there. We said be kind. We also didn't call for his head. I do think he should receive some sort of a ban. But at the same time, you know, you can't just, one doesn't cancel out the other. Just because you want to be kind to someone and not absolutely send them death threats and mental shit, crazy shit, doesn't mean that they shouldn't have some kind of a reprimand by the authorities. I think they're two separate issues, and I think they need to be kept separate.
Now look, the quicker the IHRB come out and get it over and done with, the better for everyone.
Do you know there's a lot of negatives, but like, you try and see the positives out of it. And I know Andrew is a big fan of Henry de Bromhead, and like, it's obviously a negative for Gordon staff and all that, but it's a massive positive there for Henry. Like, he had horses taken from him for whatever reason, for the Potts colours, and he missed out on the Gold Cup winner. Realistically, if he had Size and John, I'm sure he would have stepped him up and Trip, and the rest is history. You look back then, those few years ago, and you're wondering, where does Henry go from here? And now he gets the horses at Shively Park, like one of the best horses in racing at the moment. So that's a super positive for him, and shows that if you put the head down and get back to work, things will work out for you in the end.
I also think that leads into Gordon as well. And like, the thing as well is, like, everyone, like in the Racing Post, are putting out articles about how terrible it is and whatever for the yard, and it's horrific. I didn't see those articles when a billionaire, Michael O'Leary, moved 60 horses in one day because of money. You know, like, there wasn't that outpouring of, oh my God, this guy has just moved these horses because of money, and what about all the stable stuff? I didn't see that then. So look, it is terrible, but I think we've got to refocus a little bit on the issue. People are calling for his head. I'm not. I think a realistic reprimand is what should happen. But as Dave said there, Willie had 60 horses taken away from him in one day. Henry was still he wasn't a fully established trainer when he got all the Potts horses taken away from him, as we said, including the Gold Cup winner. And look what he's done. Gordon Elliott is a fantastic trainer of a racehorse. I don't think that's getting questioned there at all. The guy can train racehorses. There's plenty, and I always say this, there's plenty of people who get really, really good opportunities to train. They either get handed a yard, they get handed a load of horses, they have a load of money themselves, and they can't do it. They just don't get the results. Gordon is a fantastic racehorse trainer. Put the head down, accept your punishment. You've got the backing of a load of owners, and he'll come back from this. He will. I don't think there's any question about that. And I think people are hysterical at the minute. I think if everyone just calms down a little bit and maybe fast forwards to their minds to 3 years time from now and see how the picture looks, I think it'd look a lot different. So just chill out. And anybody who sends death threats to anybody is a psychopath, and you deserve jail time. I don't know. You deserve to be reported to the police anyway.
That's what I mean. Like, regards, like Henry putting his head down, putting the work in, and the turning around for him. Like, I'm sure people won't forget what Gordon did, but like, turn the negative into a positive. Put the head down, do things right from now on. Work hard. 5 or 6 years. He's a super trainer. He'll get good horses again, I'm sure, whenever his ban is done and he comes back. And like, show that you can do it right and prove people wrong again. Get the good horses, win the big races, and then turn it around that way.
And I know he's got like, and I know some of the people who are very close to him, and you know they're good people, and I'm sure he's got support around him, which you know he does need. I'm not, and don't take this that what he did was terrible, but you obviously need support. And I think just the Twitter thing, I think this is the first time that racing has ever gone like global, basically. You know, you have all these outrages and politicians, footballers, movie stars, and they just get harassed on Twitter and absolutely lambasted. This has never happened before in racing. This is the first time that this has gone this big. So I think we're seeing now in the racing world what other people in other industries see when there's a scandal in their world. And it's not a nice place out there, lads. It's really not.
No, as I said, the sooner they deal with it now and give out the punishment or ban or fine, whatever they're going to do, it's the sooner we can all move on for it. Gordon can move on for it, more importantly. Sit back, reevaluate everything, come back. Look, it's going to be there forever, but people don't need to keep bringing it up forever. That's a point that needs to be made. He's made a mistake.
Yeah,
go on.
I think in the industry, I think we're a forgiving industry, and I do think we will move on. Like, you know?
People like to see a success story, like from a negative to a success story. Like, so look at some of the other sports, people that have done things that you're like in the tabloids for a few weeks and few months maybe, and you're like, that's crazy. Like Tiger Woods, Maradona was loved, and like, you know, the issues with Maradona, so on and so forth. Paul Gascoigne's another one. People love a success story that comes out of a negative. And like, if Gordon can do that and do things the right way and turn it all around and get people to back him again, all power to him. And I hope that is the success out of the negative.
The hatred, somebody compared that, and I read it, to Tiger Woods, the Tiger Woods moment for horse racing. And it is, because Tiger Woods was absolutely lambasted for what he did. And what he did was terrible as well. And, you know, I think he got it from, you know, he was meant to be a figurehead in golf and the image of golf. And I think that's the same coming at Gordon now. And Jesus, in fairness to Tiger, he put his head down, didn't he? So, look, I'm sure we're going to hear plenty more of Gordon Elliott.
Look, it's highly doubtful it's going to end his career at all. It might put a stop on it for a year or two, but look, he's a strong-willed man and he has the right people around him. Look, as we say, we were never called for his head or anything like that, and we've never lambasted him with any shite that half of Twitter is going after him. But look, he needs to accept his punishment, which he is. He said he's going to accept whatever. He's not going to do anything about it. He's own up and say he effed up big time. And let's hope it's the end of it. Like, as soon as IHRB come out and everyone just move on. That's the decision. That's the ruling. Leave the man alone.
I think the world will, to be honest, like, because the industry itself will, and the wider world will move on to something else, won't they? So,
you'll always get these dopes that on Twitter will have a picture of something on it. They won't even put their real name or anything up on it. That'll always say something stupid.
I said that today. The sooner we get account verifications and proper ones on Twitter and all social media, the better. It's a joke that you can just sign up to something and post whatever you want and nobody knows who you are. Like, it's just mental. I was going to bring this into it. We've had it. We've had absolutely disgusting stuff written to us from a fake account, right? Yeah. Now, if you're watching, we're pretty sure we know exactly what your real name is.
No, it's not pretty sure. We do know. Well, and a few other racing podcasts know as well.
Yeah, exactly. But there's people out there who were willing to write stuff to us, and not just us, people close to us, under fake account names. It's an absolute joke. You shouldn't be allowed to do it. You just shouldn't.
No. Right, we move on. Move on to better things, more positive things. 20 minutes in, we didn't talk about a race yet. Right. So the big day on Friday for Hollywoodbets. We're going to start with Dundalk 7:30. The 1 mile Hollywoodbets Patton Stakes. List the race for 3-year-olds. There's no prices yet, but the field is Benevente, or what Dave likes to call him, Buttermilk, Inca Prince, Rebel Step, Zazamis, Lovely Esteem, Messiador, My Generation, and Rocky Sky. Tom, 2 years you're with the podcast. The day has come when you get to preview a Dundalk race.
I never thought this would happen, but I'm glad it is.
I love
this is your time to shine.
How this normally starts at Dundalk is me saying, Andrew, can I just throw one in there at Dundalk? But we're actually like top of the bill and previewing the Hollywoodbets Patton Stakes listed race.
The road to the Kentucky Derby.
We've got to start with Benevente, haven't we?
Buttermilk.
I put him off after his debut effort, which was last June, I think, or something like that. It was a long time ago, and he was really eye-catching that day. That was probably the best maiden run in Ireland last year, in my opinion. Anyway, he was a good third on his comeback then, and then he got the better of Devil's Outlaw last time out at Dundalk. Step Up to a Mile is definitely going to help this horse. I think he's a big raw baby, and my only worry, I'm sure he has loads of ability, absolutely masses, and I can't wait to see him back on the turf. Shane Foley takes the ride. Look, my only concern, he's got to give a penalty away. He's got 9 stone 5, and there's a couple in. Joseph O'Brien has 3 horses in off of 9 stone. That's my concern. My heart tells me to go with Benevente, but
go with it.
Yeah, look, I'm probably not. It's probably not a race I'd bet in, to be honest, because there's so many who are improving, and you know. I
thought the days of him sitting on fences were gone. He hasn't done this in a while.
I think we're both going to put up Buttermilk anyway. I know I'm going to have a bet.
You told me this before the show. I still can't believe it. Look, the one for me, and she's been absolutely cracking. The last 2 times at Dundalk is Joseph O'Brien's Messidor. I really think she's going to take a fair bit of beating here because she gets that filly's allowance. Sorry, I said penalty before. I meant allowance. And yeah, I think that's probably the selection. It's also most likely the most likely favourite. So, look, hopefully Benevente. But my head says Messidor.
I think Benevente, Dave. What do you think?
I will actually have a bet. As long as he's an okay price, I'll have a bet in Benevente. I like the maiden he was in. What was that?
He'll be a fair price, I'd say. Yeah,
I'd say so. I know we had a joke and a match bet about it, Tom, to do with Battleground and all that, but that was a super maiden he ran in. His first run back after that looked like he wasn't fully fit. The last day he won, to me, he still had a lot of condition and he was going to come on for the run. So I'd be happy with him, to be honest. Yeah. And you know what? I think he's probably better than the standard of a listed class horse. I reckon he's a grade 3, grade 2 horse. So I think he could do the business.
Look, there's
never thought I'd hear Dave say that about Benevente.
Look, there's been mad stuff going on the last 2 years. God only knows how he's going to come out.
I'll give a horse props when I think it's going to be decent. I'd say it's probably one of the better horses that the trainer has ever had. So
I'd say it's his best horse by a mile.
Look, there's 2 reasons why I like this horse. One being, he was the horse that got me over the line to win the Punters Challenge.
That's true as well.
That is what I love. He's always going to have a place in my heart.
He will. He'll always be something.
I lost it, I won it, and I was top of the table, and I bragging rights ever since.
You'll follow him forever now.
Oh, he's always have a place in my heart, a legend. But as well, the maiden, as you're all saying, that he ran in, I wrote it down. Lucky Vega won it. She went on to win a grade 1. She's rated 116. Lepizana rated 106, listed winner. You have Battleground rated 112, grade 2 winner, and he was second in the juvenile turf in the Breeders' Cup.
Should have won.
Why did I bring that up again? Forgot about that. But anyway, that let me down for a double as well. Oh, it was heartbreaking.
That was a bad ride by Ryan Moore.
Yeah. But look, that's by far the best form in it. He's form at the track as well. I know the one Tom put up has as well. That was only his 3rd run ever. He looked as green as grass when he went to hit the front. He was running all over the place. The 2 of them were in fairness to him when they hit the front. they pull miles here. I think there's a lot of improvement to come from, and as Dave said, or as I think it was Tom, once he gets back on the turf, I think we'll see an improved animal again. But I think, as you said, we're going to get a decent price on him, and being 5-6 to 1, it's a price I definitely want to go in at with him.
Oh lads, feck this! I'm putting up Benavente as well. I'm not missing out on this if he wins.
Do you know what Dundalk did the last few weeks as well? I talked to you about it, Tom. Like, there's not a whole heap of runners, but I wouldn't be put off by the draw in Dundalk this season. Whatever way the sand is riding up there, a wide draw, they come down the middle now, so it doesn't really make a difference.
So ever since we started it, go on, Tom.
No, just if there's any jockeys watching this, it doesn't benefit you to go up the inside in Dundalk. It benefits you to come the stand side.
Do you know when
I think nearly everyone's worked this out by now. So
do you know what baffles me as well? Do you know when they come in the turn on the swing in for home turn in Dundalk, and then there's a cutaway for the rail? If you're in the middle, I see some jockeys when they're in the middle and they're clear, they bring the horse to the rail. You're like losing lengths, and the amount of horses I've seen getting chinned down the line for doing that.
It's because it's the first season probably that Dundalk has ridden in a way that the rail is not a super bias.
Well, I know.
Honest. And I get it. Like, it's hard to go against what you normally do or know. But this year, for whatever way it's riding up there, it's no bias at all. The rail doesn't help. Come down the middle, go to the other side, and you're nearly a length or two in advantage.
Look, fair enough. If it's a maiden and there's a first race horse or his second race where he wants a rail and to keep him straight. But you're running in a handicap 0-60 with a horse that's running about 40 times. Go and barrel him down the middle, like.
Yeah. And it's mad though. If that's clear and obvious to us, why do people go down the inside?
Yeah, and even like ever since we watched Dundalk the other, but ever since I started doing this Punters challenge, I'm actually getting a grasp of the form.
I don't mind Dundalk. I don't make a joke about it, but it's actually decent on the Friday, and you can kind of like, I like the flat racing, but like I do that, bring that kind of stuff into it, like the track bias and stuff like that. Like there was a couple of weeks last year, Chelmsford, the inside stalls were
1 and 2
were 1 and 2 over 6 furlongs, had an advantage when you look back at the times and all that. So that can play into it. But Dundalk this season, definitely, Tom is right. Go to stand side and you have an advantage.
And who knew I'd end up being the Dundalk expert for at least a week? Nobody.
That killed me, Andrew. I was really happy that you won, but it killed a little bit of me. I'm not gonna lie.
I could feel it in the text.
I done the best out of the three of us last week. I was delighted.
Yeah.
Before we done the podcast, he was sitting there. She's waiting. Now I have to watch this race now. See where I am. Who do I have? Right. If the fella in second, third, and fourth have this, I'll jump up here. But if I win and they come down, I'm up here.
It's a good game. Like, because if you're up there, then you can see other people's selections, and you're like, right, if I win, I'm going to be ahead of him. I enjoyed it last week.
That's a good crack.
Very good.
I went wild last week. I went for outsiders because it's based on like your price comes into it. So if you can get a 25 to 1 winner of a 16 runner handicap, you're going to get like 31 points, I think it is. No, 41 points.
That's what I did the 3 weeks before, and it did not work.
That's what I did the first week, Togoville one. He was 11 to 1 when I put him up. That's the one that really won it for me.
And this is what I mean about the draw bias and stuff. You used to get the odd, like, pretty big price winner in Dundalk, but it hasn't happened that much over the last few weeks. So.
No. But if anyone's wondering about the point system and all that, just go on to thefinishlinepodcast.com and you'll see Hollywoodbets on the top. All the information about it is there, and there's an article on the Punter Challenge as well. All you need to know there.
It is good now. It gets wicked competitive, even between the three of us. Like, if you're ahead, then you want to stay ahead.
And you're writing into the group. And who had that one? Anyone had that one?
Even when Andrew was second and first, I was like, I'm delighted for you. But realistically, I was like, fuck him, Andrew.
Never going to hear the end of it if he wins.
What are our names so people can follow? I'm Dundalk winner because I forgot to put in the S. I meant to put Dundalk winners, but I don't know why the S isn't on it. But
either way, it's wrong.
I'm just my own name, Dave O'Keefe 1.
I'm the finishing line.
So there you go.
See if you can beat us, lads. Probably can.
Probably can. Yeah. I've had my day in the sun. It's just like the week after I won, I had a worse title defense than Liverpool.
But it's one of those things, though, isn't it? Like when you're telling other people to
Little
do
jab
it,
for you, Tom.
they're telling when you're telling someone else to do it, and they're like, "Oh, how did you get on it?" And you feel embarrassed to say it on you. Like Andrew has that monkey off his back now. I won it, yeah.
Yeah, I won it. Yeah, won it.
Oh, you only came 86. Sure, I won already. Giving you a chance.
Oh, stop.
And actually, Karen, the one who I deal with, Hollywoodbets, she won it the week I was second. And I was like, buzzing. And then she said, yeah, I won. I was like, fuck.
It was great last week as well because there was about 100 more players than the previous few weeks. And I was like, I hope that's to do with the podcast. And then go a few lads in the group and that actually did.
Oh, it got awful competitive last Friday.
So it was good.
It is good crack. Definitely give it a go.
I'm actually looking forward to this weekend's one. Right. On to the jumpers. We're going up north, across the water, up to Kelso. For the 2 mile 2, Premier, Novice, Erdl. 2 seconds now. I have the betting.
Well, you're getting that. This is the meeting that 1 to 14 shots get beaten at.
Oh, this is a tough
Correct.
meeting.
This is horrible.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
I can't get this one. Tom, give us your selections while I try to get the prices. They're not coming up for me.
For the 130, the novice hurdle, I've said that this is where favourites get beat, but this kills me because I'm a really big fan of my Dragodo.
Drogo. You correct me on names. The hell with you.
What's his name? Drogo.
Drogo, yeah.
Oh, I have him here. Sorry, no, Tom. I'm going to crash for 2 seconds.
Go on.
My Drogo, this is in around the prices they are 2 to 1. Manila Drama is 3s. Lucky One is 4s. Any News is 9 to 2. Bareback Jack is 6 to 1.
Why did you point at me?
Yeah, that's you.
I'm not. I know I did actually. Move on.
We don't need to elaborate on that.
Look at Tom's face. Oh my god.
What?
I can't believe he said that. Keep
it.
going.
Bareback Jack's name of the horse.
Keep going.
Castle Russian 11s, Tommy's Oscar 10s, Do Your Job 14s, and 14 to 1. Bigger rest. You have to take it now. Nah, Tom, go on.
No, I'm bareback Jack, but I'm not even giving a reason. I'm just not talking about it. Off you go, Tom.
I was telling you who he was putting up. That's why I was doing that.
He's a good horse. Yeah, great.
Because the kind of horse he puts up, you just have a dirty mind. For a 50-year-old man, like, you think he'd be after coming out at that stage?
No, I'm good. I'm being sensible here. My Drogo
got a straight face.
Yeah, I can't keep a straight face now. Yeah, look, my Drogo is a horse I've really liked. He was second at Cheltenham on his debut and was impressive when winning a maiden hurdle at Newbury, and then he was good again at Ascot in the Grade 2. Yeah, I think he's going to take a bit of stopping here, to be honest. Skeltons have both been in absolutely flying form. Harry's riding out the skin, and Dan's horses are running extremely well as well. Just a shout on this horse, he's homebred by the Kelvin Hugheses, and he's out of My Petra, who a few people remember as a really nice mare back in the day. So, yeah, it's nice that they've got a good one out of her. And yeah, best luck to them. I think it'll take a bit of stopping, but as with all of the selections up at Kelso, this is Kelso.
Just about Kelso don't sponsor us.
You know,
nothing against Kelso.
Some of the northern tracks throw out some strange results.
They do. That's true.
It actually looks a really cool track because the stand looks really old and stuff. I'd love to go there someday, but betting wise, minefield.
It's like Tremor.
Yeah, it is similar. Yeah,
it's not like Tremor.
It is.
Oh, Tremor is like a benefit for me every time it's on. Basically, it's like there's just Tremor. It's fantastic.
You must be in the know or something. I don't even look at Tremor when it's on.
Yeah, there's only a handful of horses will win around there. It's brilliant.
But that's the other side of it as well. You can nearly count on the same ones to win again. Like,
yeah.
Go on. What's your thoughts on this though?
On it, bareback Jack. Honestly,
I know. That's why I said it.
I like.
That's just him and his dirty mind.
Like, trained by a northern trainer, like Tom said, it's hard. Some favourites get turned over here. I think a few years ago, Nicky Henderson had a 1-4 shot turned over. What was his name?
was literally 1 to 10 or 1 to 14 or something.
Didn't he have that orange jacket? Zaynar. One of that?
Grey Horse.
Yeah.
Grey Horse. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was turned over in this, I think. Or one of the races up there.
Tom pulling apart.
Yeah, I like the horses by the Northern trainers at the Northern tracks, and I think he's actually a really good horse.
He is.
Donald McCain rates him. The race he won the last day was a good race.
He beat Tommy's Oscar, who's a very decent horse.
We would have both rated Tommy's Oscar.
Yeah.
And I know a few other people did as well. He gave him a proper beating as well now.
He whooped him. He beat him by a good, what was it, 10 lengths? Hold on. No, 10 lengths, 2.5 lengths. Still a big difference.
But third time lucky was in that race as well. He's already after beating a skeleton horse. So I would have thought they'd thought a lot of him. So
he hit the front like he made hit the front. I say he made all, and he just never looked like they were going to get near him. He was always just doing what he wanted out in front. Anytime they got near him, Brian Hughes just gave him a little squeeze again. And he went on again. I think it's going to take one hell of a good horse to get past him.
I actually said to Andrew that day, he's probably one of the better horses that Donald McCain has had since overturning Peddler's Cross. So,
like my Drogo probably has the best formula of beating Soaring Glory. He's had to win the Betfair Hurdle, but it's form. Jesus, it's form that you can get to. And another one is Annie News. He was last seen at Cheltenham behind, should I say, Make Me a Believer, who was then second in the third in the grade two.
grade 2, I think.
Yeah, at Warwick.
The pipes think a lot of that horse.
Yeah, he holds, what's her name? He holds the Lucky One on that form by a long, long way, and Lucky One is shorter than the betting than him. I know he came out and was won the last time, but Neil on Holland's horses, he had two winners. Today. He had 2 winners today. His horses are starting to fly again. But again, we'll go back to, I think Bareback Jack, if he gets out in front, gets his own way, if he doesn't get too much of a hassle off someone, I think it's going to take one hell of a performance to get past him.
Yep.
He's another one as well, Don McCain, just while we're on about bouncing back. I'm trying to find their name. Paul and Claire Rooney. They could have had 50 horses with him. And again, bang, gone in a day.
Did you see the interview he had with Nick Luck there a few weeks ago on Look on
Sunday?
Sunday?
It was really, really good. Yeah.
He was more or less he didn't enjoy. He wasn't enjoying it. He had too many horses, and he was getting very stressed and going into a dark place overall.
He's a prime example of a fella that went through a rough patch again as well. And sometimes bigger is not better. And that sounds bad now again, but
it's not me.
But
hold up now. Is the fella saying, Jesus Christ, what did you text in our group today? Hang your head in shame, my friend.
That was horse related. You said Allaho and Monkfish are not the same size, and I said that just proves that doesn't mean the biggest one is the best one.
No, that's not what you said.
Allaho isn't that.
No, that's not what you said.
Size
no, you said size doesn't matter.
But sometimes, when Donald McCain had those 3 or 4 really, really good horses, but not a lot of horses numbers wise, the concentration on those horses then. And then, if you start taking on other horses, and it's great for a trainer to be recognized, to take on more. Sometimes you just don't have the time to put into all the horses to get the best out of them.
That's the sample. If you see okay horses, say like the likes of Willys or somewhere, where they're in a system.
Yeah.
And then they go to kind of smaller trainer and they get more attention.
Yeah.
That's an awful example, because who the hell is going to improve Willie Munn's horse?
Just going to say.
It's an awful example. It's an awful example.
It's not Sky Ace.
Yeah.
That's
and
what.
It's only one, but
one in a million.
It does happen.
What you need.
Well, the point I'm trying to get at, it's sometimes horses thrive on attention. Instead of at any big yard, there's going to be 10 lots a day.
Yeah.
Where there'll just be. Go on.
Yeah, there isn't. There's just more. There's more horses ridden out in a lot. But what you need, in my book anyway, the key thing you need, and if you look at the big yards, you'll see this, is fantastic staff. Willie has a load of ex-jockeys. He's probably 10 people in there who could hold their own trainer's license and train. Gordon, you look at who his key people are, exactly the same. Joseph, exactly the same. When you get that big, you need to be able to delegate. And I think some people who get big too quickly don't have that structure in place. And that could kind of be their downfall. But you need incredible staff, literally people who could train themselves and successfully.
And at least for a sustainable future. A prime example, Henry, as we said earlier, started off small, lost horses, started building, where he gradually brought the yard with him and the staff with him, and had a good network around him, instead of just getting banged on with these horses out of nowhere.
You look at Henry as well. Like I know a few of the lads who are like the top guys in his place, and they're just fantastic horsemen. They're brilliant people who again could train themselves. There's a good handful in there that could train themselves as well.
And there's a lot of them there still since day one.
Yeah, there's people there since I used to work there 14 years ago. It's a long time ago, and there's people still there since then. So, yeah. But yeah. What's that?
Yeah, he knew it was coming.
How old was I? 17.
Plus.
I know you don't believe me, but I was 17.
17 plus 21% fat, which would make him 38. All right, move on to the next one. Sorry, getting the prices. I need to get. Why didn't I bring the laptop again?
Yeah, I'll bring a second one.
Yeah, I have two laptops and just don't bring it. Staying in Kelso, 205, the handicap hurdle over 2 mile 5. We've Albert's back a 5-1, Flash Calange at 6s in around prices. Paid a Piper 7, Sail Away 8s, Torn and Frayed 8s, McGorn's Pass 8s, Mayo Star 8s, and 10-1. Bigger the rest. David O'Keefe, take it away.
Flash Calange.
Damn,
for me.
why didn't I take it?
And again,
he's great.
A lot of it's nothing to do with him being great. A lot of northern trainers, and then you have Paul Nichols coming up here. But Paul Nichols in this season especially has like targeted some of the races up north. He's winning races at Musselburgh.
He's winning again today up the north.
Yeah, like he's right. Like there's races to be won, money to be made. I like to think that horse is better than that standard of race, so I think he's a good price at around 6-7-1.
Yeah, he's one of my best bets for the weekend. It's only going to be his 5th run. He was first, fell second, and first. He fell only at the 4th in a race won by what's the name of the horse? I wrote down. I can't even see it. I can't remember anyway. Bob Hope or No Hope. There we go. Bob Hope or No Hope. He fell at 4th behind that.
I have it wrote down, but I can't see it.
I can't see it.
It's literally not on the page.
It's not on the page. I have wrote down the other one. I wrote down the one. This one. I wrote down the one. He was second. He was second to French Parado then, which absolutely was just done by Greenness. They were miles clear. But then he went on to win. I'm all over the place now.
That's the best thing ever.
I had a road down.
I can't see it.
Can't you see it? I bet you have a road down for the race. Anyway, he's going to win. He's rated 133. He's a lot better than that. He's carrying 10 stone 13. He's going to win.
Look, Andrew, I really fancy one in this. So will I just take it from here? Will I?
Go on.
I really fancy a horse called Mega Yates, trained by Mark Walford. Used to be with Ruth Jefferson. Came back.
I have that wrote down as well as my other pick.
Came back after 425 days off the track on the 11th of February. Finished a really good second in a mare's jumpers bumper of all things. But the horses around her in that were rated very high over hurdles as well. She won her point to point. She then won her bumper. And there was second in a listed mare's bumper at the Cheltenham in November. Has then won 2 hurdle races, was rated then 135, ran okay in some very, very competitive handicap hurdles off marks of 134 and 131. Because she's been off the track for so long, they've dropped her to 124. I just think she could be thrown in, to be honest. She's by Yates, who I like. The Dam is a half sister to the legend Snoopy Loopy.
Remember him?
Mad.
He was a really cool horse. Remember that horse?
Yeah. He was a dude now.
Yeah, he was a dude of a horse. So she's got a really nice pedigree to back it up. And then you go to Mark Walford, who is in pretty good form. 2 winners in the last 14 days. Some other horses have ran well and been placed as well. Currently 10-1, I think, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think she could be trying. She's fallen behind. If you go back down the Compion and Stony Mountain,
yeah,
look, she could be well in. She was off the 425-day break before she was her last run. She comes on for that. She'll have a huge part to play in this.
Yeah,
but I think that's the two I picked down. That's the two I really think is between.
Very good.
Very good. We shall move on.
Every time I see that name Sail Away, I just want to sing the David Gray song.
Go for it.
No, I'm not going to.
Go for it.
I'll probably back it just because of that.
Sail away. Come on, sail away.
I
know. I'm just going to say sail away. 3, go.
No. No one needs to hear me sing.
The people want to hear it, Dave.
You can hear me talk shite and all that, but I'm not singing.
You just let down the whole finishing line family.
It's just let down the whole show, really, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Sail away. That one.
Yes.
No, that one.
Hey, that's good. Yeah, it's a lot better than I would be anyway. I tell you,
it sounds better through the microphones. Trust me.
Jesus. Every time I see it, I can just see the song and hear it. Like,
I really want to sing it now. Anyway, it's in my head now. Moving on to 40, the 2 miles, 7.5 furlong Premier Chase. So we have Aso win as favourite at 3-1, 2 for goal, 7-2. Lake Fuel at 5s, Nutswell at 5-1. Janica at 6s, definitely red 6s. Cloth Cap, who's probably going to run at Doncaster at 8s. Kimberley Candy 8s, Top Notch 10s. 33-1, bigger than the rest. Dave, take it away.
I think this is a nice little race for up north to Kelso, and one that I think we've put up on the podcast a few times, and he hasn't run. Me and you anyway, Andrew. I'm going to go for Nutswell as long as he runs. Been waiting for him all season to come back out.
By that look, he just robbed Tom's.
The form of his 2 races earlier in the year is very good. I think he's a 9-year-old, so he's pushing on, but he doesn't have a lot of racing in his career. 10, but he doesn't have a lot of racing in his career, and I think he could, to be honest, beat these well. Does anybody like Aso?
No.
Not. They don't like him.
I was looking at this earlier, and I was like, does anybody even like that horse? Because he's just always around, but he never does anything.
No, I think he's very hyped for some reason. I've never seen it. I've never backed him.
He runs well in grade 1s then when you least expect it, and then he go drop into a list race. You're like, he'll win today, and then he doesn't win.
No. Like I know he's getting weight now off 2 for goal by himself. He 2 for goal beat him the last time.
I think Nutswell is a right good chance. I'd be surprised if the two you don't put him up as well.
I am. I'm putting him up as well. Like the race that he won at Aintree, he beat Clondalk Castle, who's come out and won last week, one of the big handicaps. He was then Itchy Feet was in at Old Grange Road. Like that's proper form. Like there's no getting away from it. And Kelso, he beat Wright, who was then placed in. Look, I'm just taking everything from Tom.
A favourite of mine, who still hasn't won, but he runs well every race he's in.
But yeah, I didn't look into the other ones because I really fancy him to win this. And look, this is a race that throws up really good horses. Like Ballabriggs was second in it before he won the Grand National, but I highly doubt there's something like this in it. But Nutswell could be the best out of him, in my opinion.
Yeah, Nutswell as well for me, lads. Poor fella's got 3 of us on his back. I just think he seems to have improved as like a 9-year-old. It's mental, and now he's 10. He's won first time out on 3 occasions after a break, so I wouldn't be worried about that at all. Has obviously gotten up in the handicap, but as Andrew was alluding to there, rightly so. He beat Clondalk Castle, and he beat Clondalk Castle off of it when Clondalk Castle was rated 149. He won very well off 154 the other day. He's now rated 160. He also beat Wright, who went on to be second in the Hennessy. That was off a mark of 150. He beat him off 146. The form really, really does stack up. And yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised he's not favourite. I think if he was trained by anyone other than Anne Hamilton, he probably would be. But they clearly know what they're doing with this lad. They train plenty of winners themselves from a small team, so don't let that put you off. Yeah, cracking chance, I think.
The prices are strange. I thought he should be favourite around 3-1, 5-2, and ASO would be back around 5-1. But there you go.
It's 5-1. I'll take that. If he turns up in the form he has already this season, he's going to take a hell of a lot of beating in this.
And again, another horse that this is probably his aim, not Cheltenham. So he'd be prim and proper for Saturday, and then maybe go back to Aintree again because he likes Aintree as a track.
Good point.
The only question mark is maybe the trip, but this is on good to soft. So I hope I hope it won't. I hope it won't do too much damage to his chance. But that's my only concern is the trip. But I think he'd be good.
He wasn't stopping the last day at Aintree anyway, that's for sure.
No, exactly. Yeah, I feel he just hasn't run over a trip like this in his whole career. But I feel he'll be fine over.
Hey, look, I seen a horse win today. I was a Musselburgh or something like that. First time ever running past 2 miles, 1 over 2 miles 7 going away.
So what, yeah. I bet Paul Nichols' favourite.
Yeah. So Tom, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. 5-1, you're getting a good price anyway. So.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Next on to the 3:15 and the 2 mile handicap hurdle. The shunter is after being backed off the boards in the last 6 to 8 hours. When I was looking at this today, and Dave was looking. He was 13-2. He's now 5-2 favourite. Proskima is 3-1. Bareback Jack probably in the other race. And Christopher Wood is in a 10s. Miranda is in a 12s. Favwar 14s. Solo 14s. Tommy's Oscar, probably another one. Global Silk 16s. Fighter Rep 16s. 16-1 bigger than the rest. Now, this race, there's a 100k bonus for anyone that wins this and goes on to win at Cheltenham Festival. So it might pay to see who's entered at Cheltenham if they really want to go for this and then go at Cheltenham. Who have you come up with, Tom?
I didn't think the shunter would run here. I thought he'd go straight to Cheltenham, but I'm surprised he is. It wouldn't really help his Cheltenham chance now, lads, to be bringing him. We're on about horses moving yards all week, but to bring that lad all the way over to Kelso, which is right up the north of England, all the way home again, and then all the way back to Cheltenham in the space of 2 weeks, I wouldn't fancy doing it. Emmett Mullins clearly thinks it won't affect him if he does it, and I respect his decision. He knows the horse better than I do, but I don't know. He's a question mark for me. The one I thought was still a great price was Proshima. This has been put up everywhere as the Dan Skelton talking horse, basically, for the county hurdle. Would need to win this to get into the county hurdle under a penalty. To get into the county hurdle, it's normally off about 133, 134 as bottom weight. So Proshima is off 131. So does need to sneak into the bottom of that race with a win here. Dan Skelton said as well. He said, "Look, he's very interesting." He was on the Racing Post show the other night, and they put it to him, and he said, "Yeah, could be interesting." He was the one. They asked him. The question actually was like, "Which one is your Coral Cup horse?" And he went through the few he had in the race, and the guy said to him, "Oh, and Proshima," and he said, "Yeah, he could be interesting." Yeah. So that leads me to believe he's very bloody interesting. Went off 5-1 for the Greatwood Hurdle last year. It just didn't work out. I'd be very interested. I think he'll win here. If the shunter runs, it'll be ahead of a race, but I can see Proshima winning and then going on to run a nice race in the county hurdle.
Dave?
Yeah, I can see why the shunter is favourite, and the fact he's being backed probably tells you he's going to run and they fancy him. But I went for an outsider, Global Citizen, Ben Pauling's horse.
You were going to put him up.
The yard is in better form than it was last year anyway. And it's his first run back over hurdle since he was in the champion hurdle. Would you believe?
Is it?
He was 7th in the champion hurdle at Aspad Dallin one.
Beating 75 lengths.
Yes, but like...
The tone of disdain in that.
To be honest, if he got back to some sort of decent form that he showed over hurdles, he'd go close to winning.
He's in no
didn't
form.
Like fences, and he was still, I think he was fourth in the Arca last year, even though he can't jump. You have to take on trust that he's ran badly the last few times, but I don't think he likes fences. He definitely doesn't like deep winter ground. The fact that it's saying good to soft is a bit of good in the description. I say give it a go, and he usually leads, so if he's out in front, might just stay there.
Yeah, fair enough. I've won a prize, 10-1, Christopher Wood. Won the Scottish County Hurdle last time up, beating Vida Rev, and I know he's in near top weight, but Angus Cheltenham's taking 7 off him again. He's a horse I kind of liked for the last season or two. He's an uncomplicated horse. You know what you're going to get out of him. He's in good form. 10-1, I thought I was expecting him to be about 5s, but it's a decent price, and I think on the day he's going to be shorter, especially if Paul Nicholls kind of has these races in mind for his horses. These are not just willy-nilly races. He just drops them in. There's a plan for all of these. He was second behind Kadzand, who was another Dan Skelton kind of talking horse where he was going to go at Cheltenham. Improved again. They pulled miles clear up at I think it was an AR or somewhere up in AR. But yeah, I think 10-1's a fair price for him. And Angus Cheltenham taking 7 off him again. He's then off 11 stone 2. I think he'd play a big party in each way shot at least at 10-1.
He's a good John jockey.
He's very good. But yeah, as Tom said, Proshima should be the one they all have to beat, especially with the aspirations of running the Cheltenham and the bonus, which is why I'd say Paul and Dan and Emmett are actually coming up here. Which is not bad. It's not bad.
It's a good card for a couple of weeks before Cheltenham and up at Kelso. There's some right good horses running. Something to look forward to.
And now we will move on to Doncaster.
Andrew, I'm going to be back in a second.
See you, Tom.
Bye, Tom. Thanks for joining us. But I'm scared. What's going to happen now?
I didn't know there was another door.
He's going to get Lam Leon. Imagine if you pull out Lam Leon.
But the door is there. Where's he
going, actually? Yeah. Hold up now.
Why is there two
I'm
doors?
I'm flabbergasted right now. What other podcast did you get this?
Is he a ghost?
I don't know. Could you imagine if the door just started opening on its own? And the fly started flickering?
It's a weird day. I thought there were spiders on the wall there a few minutes ago. I think my meds are playing tricks on me. I knew Tom is a ghost. What the fuck is going on?
Where are we? 2:55. There's no point starting until he gets. What's he doing?
Come on, we start.
Anyway, I'm gone. Like anyone else would edit this out.
He didn't even explain where he's going. Like.
Yeah, Andrew will be back in a minute. Okay.
He might actually come in with Lam Leon.
Could you imagine?
Oh, stop. Oh God.
Anyway, I don't know what to do.
I've been going since 6 a.m.
So have I.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
You've been up in Dublin though.
Yeah.
Tell the people how you are while we went.
Yeah, I had like a big consultant's appointment today that I wasn't supposed to have till May, but I'm obviously doing well, so they rushed it through. Maybe is the right word. But all things are going well. They think I'm ahead of where they expected me to be.
Put like this way, had it like that, so you can talk across.
He's back.
They're
happy with me, and I'm ahead of where they expected me to be. And again, a change of meds and see how that goes, and tweaking stuff here and there. But yeah, very happy.
Good. Where the hell did you go?
I was like Dave the other night. My bladder got the better of me. I needed a toilet break.
Well, like the door is behind you. What you do? Pee in the corner?
No, I got a bathroom here.
Oh, okay. There's an ensuite.
There's an ensuite in this bedroom / office.
That makes sense.
Aren't you posh?
That's better than being in the corner.
That is a lot better than being in the corner.
Siobhan wants me to address this as well, by the way. That she keeps pointing out that the bedspread hasn't been changed. And she's like, what are people going to think of us? And I'm like, well, nobody sleeps in there. And she's like, they don't know that, do they? And I was like, the other thing is our viewership. I've never noticed that. Our viewership is 98% male. Yeah. So probably not going to get picked up on.
I've never
noticed that.
Fair, people noticed that when you had like black sacks on the bed and they were like, what is under there?
But, dead bodies.
I don't think we would have noticed the bed.
It did look like I chopped someone up and put them into a load of dead bodies.
Well, it's okay, Siobhan. We're getting a big thingamabob banner for behind Tom, so you don't need to change anything. I never noticed that. Now, see, if she falls into say now, I would never notice that.
I swear.
You're going to notice now, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, do I have to get something to hit him with now if they come in?
They're going to get to me first.
That's true. That's all right. There's something there again. Right, back on track. No, not back on track. Phone's not working.
I thought you'd have just carried on, no? I thought you were raging to get into Doncaster.
We gave the viewers, we were telling them how I got on in Dublin today.
You were in there again today?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
They asked me to go up because they remember I was saying they rushed that appointment from instead of being in May, it was this month. And then it was supposed to be next Wednesday, but they had a slot today and they rang me Monday and said, look, will you come up? It's Wednesday, so I may as well. So I don't have to go back for a month again now, so it's not every 2 weeks. So we're doing good.
And you don't miss Cheltenham.
We're progressing.
That's good. Nice one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, Doncaster 255. We have Zanza 3-1, Rico Boy at 9-2, the big bite 5s, Getaway Dump at 5s, Protect the Flow at 7s, Ballywood at 8s, Zoffi at 8, and 10-1, Bigger the Rest. Is there one you really like in this, Dave?
Zanza. And all he has to do is get over the fences and he'll win.
I agree.
He's very good once he jumps properly. And once Richard Johnson doesn't throw him into fences and he eats one.
He was second behind All Mankind. And he won. Then he fell through.
He was super, super impressive when he won. I think it was at Newbury.
Yeah.
A few horses fell that day, so maybe it was exaggerated, but it was super impressive. And I think, was it the last day he was at Cheltenham when he fell?
Last day at Cheltenham.
And he was 100% going to win that.
Swinging on a bridle. Race was won by Sky Pirate. He was won since, and he was second to All Mankind. Then after, look, the form is there. I'm not going to get too much into this. I think he's on 145. I think he's going to win off that.
I 100% think he would have bet Sky Pirate.
I was swinging away. Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Zan's going to take an awful amount of whack in here. I think he'll win, to be honest, and I think 7-2 is probably still a fair enough price. The other one I'm going to give a shout out to each way is the Russian Doyen. Has pretty smart form, has dropped a good bit in the handicap now down to 132, was fourth in the Brown Advisory behind Plutard off 141. So is definitely well handicapped. Colin Tizard, look, we all know he's just had a bad year, hasn't he? So yeah, look, the switch of stable to Jeremy Scott might improve this lad's form, and I feel he's definitely well handicapped if he can regain some of his old form anyway.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. If he does, look, he's threatened to be a very good horse and change of stables. It's a change of stable podcast.
There's a lot going on.
Could work. The Oracle could be a prime example of what we just talked about 20 minutes ago. Change of stable, new scenery, boom, I'm back to my best. It's like any footballer changing clubs. New lease of life, new challenge.
Colin Tizard, they have a special on at the races. I think it was on YouTube. I was watching it. They're going through the stable, and how the stable built from him being a farmer and all. It's actually very good. And again, talking about little things making a difference in racing and stuff. Like the tragedy that the stable went through over the summer with his daughter passing away. They actually show a lot of footage of her, even to the cooking breakfast and stuff for the stable staff. And he literally said she did everything. And essentially we're struggling since we lost her. As much as we're struggling emotionally, the yard is struggling, and they go into talking to Joe, and he's like, obviously we want to come back from the season we had and make it worthwhile for the 25 years she put in. But it just shows it, she basically did all the little things in the stable, kept everybody happy, all the horses happy. You lose that, it's very hard to come back from it.
Very key.
But it's good. It's very good. I think there's 4 parts to it. Or I watched the first part last night.
Must watch that. Are we done with this? We all think Zanza?
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep an eye on the Russian Doyen. 16 is a big price.
Right, staying at Doncaster, and the 3:30 is the Grimthorpe Handicap Chase over 3 mile 2. where we have the Ladbroke Trophy winner Clock Cap in around 2-1, Canelo in a 4s, OK Corral at 5s, Beware the Bear at 8s, Callet Mad 8s, Single Farm Payment at 8s and 10-1. Bigger the rest. Right. This is one. I'm going to throw it to one of you now. Where I think Clock Cap is the biggest lay of the weekend. I just can't have him at that price. And I think that was a bad Ladbroke. I know he won it by...
I won the best race in the world.
Yeah, he won it off 10 stone. He's carrying 11 stone 7 now.
Oh, well, he wouldn't be my idea, the winner. I'd go for the same horse that won it last year. I'm really sure me and Tom put him up as well.
Okay, correct.
Yeah.
Lads, what the hell? We're green again.
I think, I couldn't work him out last year, and then me and Tom put him up for this race last year, and he jumps to the right slightly, and he's slow, and I thought the race would suit him, and he ended up winning. He nearly didn't win in the end. He nearly gave it away, but I'd go for him again. I don't think Cloak Cap will get a freebie like he did in the Hennessy.
What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, something along those lines. I'm against Cloth Cap. He's gone up £12, and as you say, he's got 11.7. And I actually don't think that was a good race, which is meant to say about a Ladbroke Trophy or a Hennessy. The one I'd go for, and I know I got the piss ripped out of me for backing horses each way, but at 4-1, I think Canelo's a each way bet to nothing here. He's been so consistent, so solid in these chases pretty much all year. And look, I think he'd be bang there again, and he should nearly win this, really.
I'm really keen on OK Corral. Like that race last year, he beat Finger on the Switch by I know it was a half a length, but there were 14 ends clear third. Look, let's not forget he was a very good novice chaser. He was touted to being Nicky Henderson's. What?
The jacket's nice. I was looking at.
Thanks. Yours is not bad yourself.
Thanks,
Tom. Where's yours? Oh wait, I didn't give it to you.
Yeah, thanks.
You should all be wearing navy when you have this, Tom.
You get your phone to dye it navy somehow.
Yeah. You can't wear a navy t-shirt
when
underneath it.
When I get the gillies, I'll get a navy one, Tom.
Navy and black don't go together, no.
What was I saying? Yeah, the thing that's put me off Clock Cap. I know he won the
navy and black don't go together.
I'm repping me county. What? It's blue.
Is that water top?
Yeah,
blue.
It is.
Yeah. The dish. On your yelly belly, you bloody traitor.
Whoa now. I live here. I'm not from here. I'm from England. I'd go for the English thing over being the Wexford thing now.
You can literally support 12 teams.
How many passports do you have?
Fantastic. I'm entitled to 2. I only have 1 though.
I'd still be getting the other one to go racing.
To go racing?
Yeah, over in England. Oh, you have an English one. You don't have an Irish one, is it?
Yeah, I've an English one. I just renewed it. It was a lot easier. But I actually...
It's nearly impossible to get a passport in Ireland.
Yeah, I need to get another one.
Yeah, but the reason I think Clock Cap is one of the lays of the weekend is the fact, as Tom said, the weight he's gone up. He's carrying 11 stone 7 now. That was a bad Ladbrokes. He's not going to get a freebie out in front. He was beat by my old goal around this course before. I know it was back in 2019. I just don't get this whole he's going a huge chance in the Grand National. I just don't see it, and I don't see him win the weekend at all. I could see a bad run out of him and the gloss gone off it. And OK Corral, he's won twice, fresh. He's fresh. He's going to be fresh again. I know Nicky Henderson, the starting horse, that run a bit better now. So 5-1, I'd take him on that. Moving on. Last race. On to Newbury.
I nearly started singing again.
What?
Genuinely, that thing is stuck in my head.
What is?
Sail away with me, honey.
Yes. Keep going. Kill the time on to get Newbury.
Someone make that into a meme, please.
I have no
Dave out there.
That's literally why I didn't want to do it. That's gone. I'm on Twitter now for the rest of my life. Robbie's going to do it. I know.
I was just going to say, Robbie, get onto that.
Like, I can't wait for the actual video if you're running away from the dinosaur. That has to come out soon. Anyway, we're moving on to the last one. On to Newbury, the Great Wood Gold Cup Handicap Chase over 2 mile 4. We have a field of Grand Sancy is in at 7-2, 4-1 favourite. Killer Crow is 5. Modus is 6. Senior Citizen, aka Tom, is 6s. The Big Boy 30-2. Umbragado. Sorry, Tom. Sorry, I'm not really. Pistol Whip 8. Another Crick 8. And Ace Show 10s.
Literally younger than both of you.
Oh, you're not slow.
That's the funniest comment I saw in a long time. Was that one where Andrew Blair White was below me on the
What?
Cheltenham preview show?
What?
What the hell are you laughing at now?
Andrew Blair Which was below me. It sounded like he said blow me. So
Fucking
anyway,
hell, Dave. Jesus.
I didn't say that. Laughing.
I didn't say that. You're the one that said it.
You were pointing at me a minute ago with bareback Jack, for fuck's sake.
Do you know what came into it? The preview, I leaned over. I was gone it down.
It's like Gavin, welcome to the finishing line.
We had one day as a creditable podcast. One day.
And
One
here's
day.
me thinking this would be like just a boring week.
It's never boring with us.
No.
We could be doing a 0-45 anywhere. In Bellewstown, we make it entertaining.
For anyone who didn't see the live preview, go and watch it. But somebody made a comment.
That sentence of me.
Go on, Tom. Keep going. Oh,
It's not funny now, is it? And it's not funny because of what you said.
It's not funny. He's just laughing, and I can't help it now. Oh.
Composed.
Yeah, but they said it was the before and after of a hair transplant, and I actually thought it was really funny because it looked quite accurate.
That was actually brilliant, Jay.
That was good.
Yeah, that was very good. Whoever came up with that, it was very funny.
Oh, man.
I'm crying.
I need to get over this now and finish this.
Go on, Tom. You're the only one.
This is turning into like an episode of James Haskell's and Chloe Madeley's couples quarantine. You should watch that.
Be watching.
Dave, that'd be right up your street. Watch that on YouTube.
God only knows how bad this is. So.
God, that's bad. Haskell, right? It's that bad. They couldn't get a sponsor for it.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm
but
interested to watch it now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch that, Dave. You like that. But anyway, look, there's only one way I'm going with the 150 at Newbury, and that is with Grand Sancy, Alice Averill's half brother.
I should have known.
Yeah, he should have known that one. I actually think he's got a fair chance of winning this, to be honest. Good ground will suit him. Yeah, he'll do for me. He's gone well off the back of a break. He was clearly wrong the last day, but he was really good the time before that at Chepstow. So, yeah, no, I'm actually quite keen that he'll win, to be honest.
Look, myself and Dave are going to put up the same one. So,
An
Dave,
old favourite.
an old favourite. Put it up there.
Tom put him up a few times last year as well, and I couldn't make head nor tails of him last year. Umbragado. Maybe it was something to do with the pipe form last year. They weren't great. I thought going through the year, he had a chance in some of those big handicap hurdles. He ended up running the mountain pipe. He looks a total different horse over fences. The money that he didn't win me and let me down on last year, he's repaid the favour.
Slowly crawling it back.
Repaid the favour the last twice. So he looked way above the grade and that he ran in the last day. Swinging on the bridle the whole way around, and the drop and trip seemed to suit him because he didn't seem to be traveling all that well last year, and he looked like a stayer, but he looked very good the last twice for me, and I'm quite happy to row in again.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think he's finally coming into himself. Probably last year was a lot to do with David Pipe's form, but this year his horses have been running really well. And there's a few actually like in the handicaps for Cheltenham that are well handicapped on the back of the poor form, but we get into that Sunday.
Yeah, we actually said that like the year he had last year, some of his horses have turned out to be well handicapped. Like Eamon on Kinnick won a hurdle race around Sandown a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
And it was obvious he was well handicapped. It was just, was he going to go and do it?
Yeah. But yeah, I think Umbrigado, I think he'll run a huge race. I think 13-2, 7-1 is a good price. I can't have Grand Sancy. Just jumping last time was absolutely atrocious.
Say it properly now.
Grand Sancy.
That'll do. Tom was disgusted.
What?
You leave his jumping alone.
But this will have no ill effect on Avril Alice. Avril Alice. That's a tongue twister.
No, for fuck's sake. He's terrible at this, isn't he?
Yeah.
The other way around.
Alice Avril. So you didn't have it wrote down. Like, I didn't have Bob Hope and No Hope.
Didn't have the last one wrote down either. It didn't matter.
Did you sell it out? Yes, you're welcome. But yeah, I think look who's on it. It's a different story now. But Grand Sancy, I think he's the wrong favourite.
Thomas after opening his eyes there and going, what?
You might get a video of me shouting "Go on, B" if he wins.
He was, in fairness, he was very impressive at Chepstow at the start of the season, but last time it was.
You know what, Tom? You'll be booted out in front, and you'll know after a circuit or half a circuit what the crack is. So
yeah, I think
this will suit him though.
Yeah, probably will. I'd say. Yeah.
I think Umbrigado would be hard to beat. I'd actually give Pistol Whipped a chance as well, but he's kind of a bridal merchant. He needs everything to go right for him. He looked like he was coming to beat Philip Hobbs. Smarty Wide last time at Kempton, but he didn't go through with the effort. So he kind of needs a race to fall into his lap. But if it does with the pace that's going to be on, I think he could be a player at the prices. But my main hope is Umbrigado. And that's that for this week.
Umbrigado for me too.
Naps and next best.
Yes, I haven't wrote down. And
Tom, no. Or is that just in your head? You have them written down, or
I have them here. Excuse you.
Yeah, he does.
Excuse you. I actually wrote down. Yeah.
Me? Okay, I'll go first. Nap is Prashima 7-2, and next best is Mega Yates 10-1.
Okay, Dave.
Nap is Umbrigado, and next best is Zanza.
My Nap is Zanza 3s, and my next best is Flash Kalanja 7s. So
there's actually some good bets there, I think.
There is, I think.
I was looking up the races last night to send them on to E yesterday, last night. I was thinking this is going to be an awful weekend, isn't it? There's not going to be on this so close to Cheltenham. I was looking through the entries. It's actually decent racing. Yeah,
I'm liking it a lot. Last week wasn't that great. I ended up winning money last week, but that was a surprise because I didn't think the racing was much good. But it's a good weekend this week. Probably lose a load.
I tend to just sit back and wait till Cheltenham, but then I'll be sitting down watching. I go like, "Ooh, I like him. Let's dabble on him."
Yeah,
I think I'll try and make myself busy on Saturday.
Good idea.
I won't be making myself busy anyway. Resting, watching racing. That's Saturdays for me these days.
I might do something with the kids.
Daddy duties.
Daddy duties and all that buzz. Bring them to the gym.
Yeah, fire away.
Bring them to the gym.
Oh, Tom, you have no idea how much I'm getting hounded to bring them to the gym.
They love it, Tom, because they love the...
Dave used to do a class with them.
The treadmill here is... it's not an electric one. It's self-propelled. It's one of the new age ones. They love it. Genuinely.
Very good.
And Noah just loves climbing the big rope.
It literally goes as fast or as slow as you can go, so they just try and run as fast as possible.
Yeah. Do you ever see them big ropes in CrossFit? They climb up to the top thing and hit the top bar. Noah does that and gives me heart failures.
He's actually able to climb it, yeah.
Jesus.
It's about 25 foot as well, like.
It's in the genes.
Fuck. Yeah, not for me, lads.
Hopefully he's not as lazy as me. Oh, speaking of lazy, again, just to go on myself and Dave are doing the Coast to Curra on the 25th of September with Gavin Lynch and a few of other racing's big names and us just thrown in the back there somewhere. I've set up a GoFundMe page for anybody wants to donate towards Cancer Research Ireland. It's in aid of Pat Spunnell, who 9-time champion flat jockey, and Gavin Lynch's mother, who sadly died of prostate cancer as well. And it's all going towards that. So I'm getting tongue-tied. Any donation on the GoFundMe page, every cent will be going towards the cancer trials. So be it €1, you can donate anything from now till September. So you've loads of time we've targeted $1,000 to try and make up from now till September. So it's realistic enough.
I will hit that.
Yeah. So
I was saying to Andrew today with what's going on in Dublin and the heart and all that, we'll probably be doing half the distance, I'd say. Because I won't be per se able to train for another couple of months. So we're looking at half the distance, but we're there. We're there and we're doing it. Putty said he might do it with us as well. Yeah, he did.
I meant to have a wedding. The one weekend in the whole year that I meant to have a wedding over in England. So if it's on, I can't go. But if it's not, I'll definitely be there.
Could you imagine Tom rubbing shoulders with Kevin Blake? Dream come true.
That's your best day ever, Tom.
Yeah.
Imagine getting a picture of the Irish Kevin Blake and the French Kevin Blake in the same room.
I'd like to see Kevin Blake. I respect him. I shout out to him. I think he's very, very good on.
There's actually a ghost. I'm losing it now.
The light just moved.
Oh,
no, it didn't.
I need to get out of here.
Kevin Blake has been on lots of radio stations and podcasts and stuff and TV. And I don't know. He hasn't been on TV, I don't think. But he's been on lots of radio stations. And he's been very good. So fair play to him.
Yes. Right. We'll wrap it up now. An hour and 20 minutes in, where I thought we genuinely only get about 45 minutes content.
It's been fun.
It has been.
Bar the seeing spiders on the walls and thinking Tom is a ghost. But other than that, it's been good. There's them black things on the wall.
What black things?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Jesus Christ.
Don't worry about it.
You need to go back up to Dublin and see what tablets you're on.
Sure, it's not a dinosaur day.
God only knows I'll dream about it.
Getting chased by a quarter star down Ballybeg.
Oh, stop.
Right, we'll finish on that, lads. We're back on Sunday for our Cheltenham Festival handicap video. So it's going to be live. We're going to go through the handicaps and give us our best selection as of now, who we think would be good value, who's good mark, and so on and so forth. So we're going to go through the 4 days. And look, it's going to be a bit of crack. It's not going to be 4 hours long or anywhere near 4 hours long. So hope you can join us. It's the usual. It's the same slot as Talking Points. 8 o'clock Sunday, live on YouTube and Facebook. So again, lads, thanks for watching. Keep subscribing. The subscribers over the last month have been ridiculous. I think I looked at it, I think it was over 300 in the last 18 days.
That's very good.
Which is great. So thanks for the support as always. And keep comment below with your nap and next best for the weekend. And we will talk to you again on Sunday for our Cheltenham Festival handicap pick.